It's meant to be sunny in Singapore, but today is a dark day. We have one of our biggest league games of the year against Lion City Sailors, and Hassan Sunny, our starting goalie, is injured for the next 2 weeks. Now, I'm not going to pretend he is the greatest goalkeeper in the world, but as we approach the third of the way through the season mark, we are very much in the title fight. Then again, as you can see looking at this league table, it kind of feels like half the league is. We're back here at Albirex Niigata, Singapore, and I've got some exciting news about Mark. I hope you guys are having a lovely Friday. Welcome back to, well, the Journey Manager. Here is Mark. Look how happy and clappy and what a chappy he is. Yes, look at him. 9.25 training rating, and he's recently been capped by the Singapore Under-23s team, which obviously is absolutely massive for him. A little bit surprised he's not been called up for the national team, if I'm being honest. One thing I am weighing up with the save game is, do we reset his caps and his nationality at every nation I go to? So wherever I play, he represents that country for a period, or do we just leave him Singaporean forever? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Now, of course, last episode, we opened up the season and ended the previous season, all in the space of 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed that one today. Well, we've played a decent chunk of football, and today we are taking on two teams that we failed to beat in the first round of fixtures. Now, in fact, in terms of the opening game today, it's Lion City Sailors were taking on the only team to beat us so far this year. They did it rather early on in the year in a ding-dong affair. They took the lead early in this game. We responded almost immediately. Nice goal by Bashir. His goal-scoring form lately has been really good. But from there, having taken the lead, Bashir, he nearly scored again. McKinney, in the end, got the rebound. We were 2-1 up, and we managed to bottle it. First ball, whipped to the back post. Eremenko, I think he failed a drugs test at some point in Russia. Is that a real thing, or is that a fake memory? I hope that's not slander. I'm pretty sure he failed a drugs test when he was playing in Europe. Either way, he popped up in this save game. They got another to take the lead 10 minutes into the second half. And when we went on the attack to end the game, and Sonny, I don't know what he was doing. Answers on a postcard. We lost this one 4-2. Now, one thing you'll note about this recent run of games is there has been a lot of goals, including some big goal-scoring draws, including against Young Lions, who we're going to take on later today. This 8-goal thriller against Tanjong Pagar was another really fun game, perhaps not for the right reasons in this case. McKinney, what an assist that was to get them a goal back into this game, and having made it 4-3 to us still in the 89th minute, a minute later, they went forward and they grabbed another. 2 goals conceded in the last 2 minutes, and we threw away a win. Now, you might be wondering, with all these goals scored, has Bashir just continued on being the best goal scorer in the whole of Singapore? And the answer to that is, kind of, but he's actually only played 5 games this year. The reason for that, he actually missed 3 weeks through a twisted ankle, which did force us to change things a little bit. However, as Outgang United found out in our most recent 2 games, we have players capable of scoring. In this first game, Amy Retcher grabbed a hat-trick. He was actually filling in the striking area for us. And then when we took them on in the most recent game that we've played, which was 3 days after playing them at home, we managed to win slightly less convincingly. We were 2 goals down in this game at half-time. It was 2-0 to them. In the second half, Gareth Lowe scored a hat-trick of penalties. This man had 5 career goals in 142 games, and then he got 3 in 1 match. That's just a football manager thing, isn't it? Anyway, looking at the league table, we're in a pretty good spot here. Tampines are top of the league. However, they've played a game more than ourselves and Lion City Sailors. Whoever wins this first game today has a pretty good shot at going top of the table. Now, in terms of other players who have been surprise packages this year, Noor Hissam has been absolutely superb. He has a load of stuff that I feel like should make me not like him as a player. Inconsistency, injury proneness. But the smile won me over to give him more game time, and to be fair, he's got 5 goals in 8 games from Shadow Striker for us. He's actually slotted into that centre attacking mid position really, really well. Elsewhere in the team, Ho-Wei Loon has actually missed a big chunk of football this year. He got a fairly serious twisted ankle, out for 5 weeks with this one. And it did mean that the Caravan got a run out. Yes, our 16-year-old child called Sahid Ahmed Saravanan. Is it bullying if I just call him the Caravan? He's a child. He's the Caravan. He came in, he played left back. I'm not going to pretend he was particularly good with his ratings, and we did concede a lot of goals probably because of him, but he was fine. In terms of the team, though, I've managed to keep the defensive portion of it fairly unrotated, but there's been a couple of areas where we've had to change things up and discover some other players that could potentially step up. Yoshimura, we gave a bit of a run out to, you might remember last episode. He's now got 5 assists and 2 goals in 8 games. 7 goal contributions is absolutely massive. And if you were wondering, Jack, are you concerned about the amount of goals you're conceding? The answer is, I am a little bit, but at the same time, we have scored 35 goals in 9 games. The next highest goal scored is 22, and that's by a team that have played a game more than us. And of course, to earn miles, we need to score, so I'm kind of encouraged by the format of this save game to go on the attack a lot, which is exactly what I'm going to hope we can do for this first game here against Lion City Sailors. In terms of the lineup for this game, nothing too crazy going on, but I am picking a team mostly based off recent form when it comes to the attacking third. I say that knowing that Amy Retcher recently scored a hat-trick, but in terms of recent form, he's actually been one of the more disappointing players in our team. So as a result of that, we're going to go with a much younger look midfield today. Now, Lion City Sailors are perhaps the biggest team in Singapore. If I'm not mistaken, the owner of them is like the chairperson of Singapore football. It sounds a bit dodgy to me, but I'm sure it's completely kosher. We're going to try and beat them here. Here is their team. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. We are playing the soup. Now, last time we played this team, we took a 2-1 lead and then bottled it 4-2. So I'm not going to take anything for granted today. And while they are on the offensive early on here. Of course, I mentioned Hassan Sunny being injured. Our goalkeeper, Juma At, is also our under-21 coach for goalkeepers. Yeah, he's just the coach who's kind of the emergency backup. Sadly, he is the immediate backup we've had to call in today. If you were wondering about Juma At, I mean, he's eccentric. It's not necessarily what you want in a goalie. And he's a step down from Sunny, it's safe to say. I want to say the mission today is to perhaps limit Lion City Sailors' attacks, minimise the amount of shots that we face. That is a lot easier said than done. Although so far, I don't want to jinx it, we're doing quite a good job. I've jinxed it, haven't I? Is Wandy with the ball for them at the back. Plays it to Van Heusen. He is going to step up into the midfield and play it to Akeem. No one really making an on-running run just yet. They are not committing too many men to the attack. And in fact, we've won the ball in a really nice area there. Can Daniel go? Go. He gives it to Low. Not Hissam, the smiley man. Gives it to Yoshimura, the young attacking mid, to linking up nicely. And oh my word, that is a really nice finish at the end of that move. We picked up the ball and then we moved it from left to right really, really quickly. A little bit of questionable defensive positioning by a few of their players there, but the finish at the end of it, anything but questionable. Watanabe through the middle. We've got one goal. Let's get another. Noor Hissam shoots. He wasn't meant to do that. That is sensational. It's 2-0. Watanabe brought it into the space, played it to Noor Hissam. He's playing as that kind of just off-centered shadow striker. And he absolutely spanks it into the top corner. I mean, so far, Juma At in goal for us has not been tested. Long may that continue, because I'm scared if the ball goes near him and he needs to make a save, it could end in disaster. Kawachi for us is going to step out and give it to Noor Hissam. He gives it to Mark, who's been quiet so far in this game, but we're knocking the ball around really nicely here. There's options in the middle. Bashir is one of them. He can't get there. Wei Lun wins the loose ball, though. Low got a hat-trick before. Lays it to Noor Hissam. He's done it again. He can't keep getting away with it. In our team, there's a load of players with like 3 or 4 stars ability that are really good, and then there's a big drop-off to everyone else. Noor Hissam kind of drops into that bracket of everyone else. You wouldn't know it, would you? He's now got 7 goals in 9 games. Nothing makes sense, but I'm not going to complain. This is one of those halves where it's like, we're great, we're ahead, it's 3-0. The reality is we've had an XG of less than 1. The scoreline flatters us a lot, and while you might be called into some defensive action to end the half here, Ismit steps up, and that is the first time John Morat's had to make a save, and he hasn't made it. Are we sure that they're goalie gloves he's wearing? Like, the blue kind of looks like medical gloves, you know, that doctors and nurses wear. Are we sure he's an actual footballer? Because I'm not, based on that. I mean, look, at the break, we are 3-1 up. We should be really, really happy. But having bottled a lead against this team already this year, there's just a voice in the back of my head. And to be honest, they actually have some serious quality. Players like Ben Reinstra here, I mean, look at him. He is competent, even if he is retiring at the end of the year. I think they have the national team goalie as well, who's their captain. So the fact we've scored 3 against him is a miracle. It's mental. Even when I'm 3-1 up, I sound like a pessimist. Look, we're going into this second half. Let's be positive. Although I am going to make some early changes here. I'm going to bring in Amy Retcher for Danny Go, who's been quiet. Bashir, our top goal scorer, is having an absolute stinker up front. But I don't really have an attacking option to bring in. I mean, the option I have to bring in is Redzuan here, who, I don't want to call upon him. Wei Lun's looking a little tired and is still coming back from his injury, so we're going to bring in Saravanan for his live commentary debut in at left-back and see what he can do. And I think they're going to be the only 2 changes I do for now. I don't want to change things too soon, but let's get in some fresh legs on that left-hand side. They have a set piece. It's Reinstra over it. and he might be retiring at the end of the year. That is an absolute banger, isn't it? He shoots this free kick, and I don't know if the keeper could do better, but it's a very good free kick, isn't it? And now there's a kickoff highlight. What are we doing? What is this pass, lads? This is not the routine we practiced on the training ground. McCooney's got it. He's a little bit isolated. Saravanan, the 16-year-old, is going to launch it inside. Of course, Noor Hissam's on for a hat-trick. He is going to want to get that if he can. Yoshimura bringing it forward on the near side. Crosses it in. Bashir shoots. It's blocked. And it goes out for a corner. Still a chance for Yoshimura, though, to maybe whip in a ball of quality. He's going to put it in. It goes over everyone. It's back post. Kouachi shoves a guy over, and the refs played an advantage, and now they're bringing it forward. Do I need to panic? This is going to be fine. Right? Right. Oh, my word. Mark, well read. Low. Can we get it forward now? Yoshimura on the near side is bringing it forward. He cuts inside. Low. Pull the trigger, son. I didn't think he'd actually score it. It's 4-2. Why is it Gareth Lowe and Noor Hissam, two of our worst players, getting the goals? You know what? I'm not going to question it. He got a hat-trick the other day from penalties. This one's from open play. I mean, I'll be honest. At the end of the first half, I felt like 3-0 flattered us, or 3-1. It was 3-1. Oh, Bashir's got injured again. You know what? Hold that thought about the fact the goals flattered us. This is concerning. I mean, I know he's not played well in this game, but he is our primary source of goals. And he is now injured. I'll make another change while we're here and bring in Kenji Austin. I don't want Redzuan to be one of my striking options I'm calling upon. That would be a problem. I mean, there's 5 minutes left for this game. I should be really happy about this win. It's going to take us to the top of the table. I am now just thinking about the Bashir injury and panicking slightly. I know we've got goals without him today. The means by which we've scored, which has been absolute bangers from range, is not necessarily a sustainable way of scoring goals. Although Redzuan, I've just talked rubbish about you, mate. He gives it to Kenji Austin. The subs link up. I'm a genius. What can I say? If there's one thing you're guaranteed here at Albarax, it's goals. 7 scored today, 5 in our favour. Bashir's injury is concerning. Let's hope it's not bad. Oh, it's bad. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks. And despite the fact we are now top of the league, I can't help but look to the next game against Young Lions in 3 days' time, worrying a little bit about where goals might come from. Right, we are going to dust ourselves off. One more game coming your way today. They're in 3rd, by the way, Young Lions. This is going to be another tricky one. We drew against them earlier. Let's get a win today. Okay, game number 2 today, Young Lions. They're now down to 4th. Admittedly, a few teams have played games around them. But to be honest, this team, a bit of a surprise package. Media prediction of 8th. We failed to beat them when we played them before. And when we played them before, we were 2-0 up in 5 minutes and bottled it. Yeah, there's a familiar trend in these matches, isn't there? We were without Bashir for this game as well once he got injured. I'm going to hope that without him from the off today, we're going to be fine. Now, despite the fact the last game was only a few days ago, I'm really trying to make minimal changes when I can. I've rested up the players. For Yoshimura at right wing, I'm going to have to take him off for this one and bring in Shamim. But in general, I don't want to rotate the team too much. It's kind of obvious when you look at the star ratings here. The kind of drop off from the starting 11 to everyone else is rather severe. Obviously, Hassan Sani's still coming back from injury. I'm not going to risk him in this game here. Bashir is out now for a few weeks, which means Amy Retcher's going to play up top. Shamim comes in. The rest of the team is unchanged from the last match, though. Okay, into this second game we march. I feel like of the 2 games we had today, this is the one that I thought, this is winnable. So let's see if that's true. Gareth Lowe corner. A corner would be nice to score early on. It's headed up in the air. It's not cleared away. Noor Hissam, he's done it again. Make him stop. No wonder he's just smiling all the time at the bottom of my screen. The man just loves to score bangers from range. It was cleared away half-heartedly, and he spanks it into the bottom corner. That was, by the way, our first shot on goal in this game. The 2 4-4-2s, yes, I'm referring to our tactics as a 4-4-2 now. They're kind of nullifying one another. And in fact, now they find themselves in a goal-scoring opportunity. When we played them before, they scored 3. We know they have firepower, and they've just shown it. It's 1-1 on the half-an-hour mark. Kawanishi was lurking away at the back post, had a one-on-one battle with Ho Wei Loon, who did not win it in the air, and Jumamat could not get across to it. Young Lions proving they can't be tamed just yet, although there's still plenty of time for us to try and tame the beast here. That said, they've got the ball with the goal scorer, Kawanishi, who's bringing it inside and running around with a little bit of confidence, although he's giving it away in a bad area there. Little 1-2, Shamim coming into the first team today, and oh my word, he almost had a mark on the first team immediately. Keeper saves it. Just 10 minutes left of this first half. We've had 2 goals from 4 shots on target. It's not been a day for the goalkeeping. It's not really been a day for a striker either. It's been bogged in the midfield. And well, a rare opportunity from a set piece goes over. Another corner perhaps. Gareth Lowe right before the break whips it towards the penalty spot. Danny Go picks it up. McCooney headers it against the crossbar. They clear it away. We've got men committed still to the attack. And that, oh my word, that is one hell of a tackle to deny us. And surely that is going to be the end of the half. Indeed it is. I mean, at the break, what a weird game of football so far. Flurry of chances at the death for us. But at the break, it's 1-1. I'm going to point my finger and say I'm disappointed. Things have to improve. Now, in that half, they did have 67% of possession, and I feel like they are a team that lack a bit of quality. So in this second half, I'm actually going to ask our players to engage and press a little higher up the pitch. Try and exploit the space that I think there's going to be if we can force turnovers of the ball. They were having the ball far too much. Well, early on in this second half, we've got a free kick right on the edge of the box. Retcher, with a 5-man wall in front of him, lays it short to Mark. And I did not see that pass. Amy Retcher, I think, was the only man who did. Mark finishes it. Mark has actually been developing quite well in terms of his actual ability as a footballer. He's playing for the under-23s team, and he's scoring goals. That looked like a confident finish. Okay, because we played just a few days ago, we've got some really, really tired legs in the team right now. So I'm going to bring in as many fresh legs as I can. It does mean that Kenji Austin is going to have to play at defensive midfield. And Rahman here is going to have to play as the advanced playmaker. To be fair, you know what? He's got 9 passing and 16 teamwork. Just ignore the 4 finishing. Also going to bring in Sarah Vivanan. I've got one more sub. I think I should hold it just in case of injuries. In this second half, their possession share has dropped just a little bit. We're definitely causing them some more issues. Obviously, their media prediction was 8th place for Young Lions here. They are a team that just don't have a massive amount of quality, in all honesty, and I feel like putting them under pressure, forcing errors like that, is perhaps the way to find a breakthrough. Amy Retcher, great finish, doubles our lead. I'm not sure about this back pass and what was going on at the back. Does anyone know? I don't understand Football Manager either. I don't care. Look at it. The finish at the end, delightful. I mean, there's 20 minutes left of this game. This is the kind of game that feels like it could spiral out of control. Could we get a few more to help get the miles? Mark's got another. He's got 2 in this game. He's on for a hat-trick. I mean, at this point, there is a temptation to put Mark and play him as a striker for the last 15 minutes. I know he's absolutely exhausted. You know what, I'm doing it. Andrew Waugher at right back, Amy Retcher off. Mark, get your hat-trick, son. I'm sure this won't be the last time that I end up playing Mark as a striker in a desperate attempt to get him a hat-trick. Let me do it and let me have fun. I'm saying all of that. We are 4-1 up. They did just hit the woodwork. And now they've got another highlight. What are you doing, Young Lions? You're meant to give up. You're 4-1 down. Do you not understand? Get the memo. Read the room. Mori inside to Mohammed. Played inside. They've got a chance here. That's a good finish, isn't it? Okay, look, they've got 2 goals. They've only had 3 shots on target. We're 4-2 up. There's only 2 minutes left. Surely it's going to be fine. If that free kick had gone in, I might have lost the plot slightly. Now I am going to lose the plot. Mark's got injured. We'll play without a striker for 4 minutes. I hope he's okay. They've hurt my boy. We've won 4-2, but at what cost? Okay, that's very dramatic. He's out with a tight calf. Sorry, when you're a parent, you'll understand. You feel for your children. I do get confused when I get inbox items saying the space on form. I'm sat thinking, am I? There's Mark got man of the match. Well done. Also, how cursed does this look? Where it's the manager picture on one side and Mark on the other. People have mentioned my son looks like me. And you know what? I can kind of see the resemblance. Well, with today's results, we've actually gone top of the league and developed as suddenly a little bit of a gap over the teams behind us, which was a tiny bit unexpected. There's only 32 league games in a season. We've lost 1 in 11. Could we win the league? I mean, if we could, that would be absolutely massive. There is a lot of football between now and the end of the year. And of course, January transfer window business is looming. That's maybe a chance to bring in some reinforcements and really go for it. Now, in terms of next episode, we're coming back in January when the transfer window definitely will be open and potentially I will have had a chance to bring in some new players. We've got some money to spend, so hopefully I'll see you on Monday for that one. I am really enjoying playing with a low pressing style of football with a lower line of engagement and just kind of trying something quite different when it comes to the tactical system and instructions that we've got set up. It's fun to do something different and for it to actually work. Anyway, folks, we will be back on Monday for another daily dose of the Journey Manager action. I hope to see you guys on that one. Leave a like if you got to the end of this one, and I'll see you next time for more. I'm out.